Prepare for every trial to show up. No, because there's different things. I'm not going to give away like strategy and counter strategy. If I explain myself, it defeats the point. So I'm not going to do that. But I'll just say I'll be at some and I won't. That's all. Timberoon as a new member. Welcome. Black Room Rob for 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Max V for 10 Singapore says hi from Singapore. Hey. Alex Blair says travel is a dream. Thank you for protecting it. I want to protect both visitors and expats. Those are people living abroad like me. We are especially hurt by this because we are the ones living here who have to suffer because when a foreigner or local sees us, let's say you're in Japan and a local Japanese person sees somebody who looks like me or sees me, right? Let's say me. I'm in Japan very often. I'll be in Japan next month, 100%. So when I go to Japan next month and someone looks at me and I'm with my friend Josh, right, who is about my height, he's fatter than me because he eats too much. Just saying, chill on the chill on the mayonnaise and onigiri there, buddy. No, it's my funny meme copium, Josh, who's killing it right now. He's doing great coverage. We look very similar. One of us is an expat who lives there, and I'm a tourist technically because I don't live there. So a Japanese person has no way to tell us apart. When they look at Johnny Somali and they look at somebody else who might look like Johnny Somali, although that would be pretty unfortunate because Johnny is pretty ugly and he looks like a worm from MIB. Let's say there was a person who sort of looks like Johnny Somali and they look at Johnny Somali. And one of them lives there. Maybe he has a Japanese wife. Maybe he's married. They can't tell the difference between that other person and Johnny Somali just by looking at them alone. Now, maybe their behavior sets them apart because the expat would be respectful, almost certainly, and the nuisance streamer like Johnny will be disrespectful. But at first glance, they can't tell, and that's what's so damning. What's so damning is you can be held to a standard that was set by people that show off their worst behavior. Nuisance streamers, people like Johnny Somali, people like Vitali, people like Ice Poseidon, people that absolutely exhibit the worst characteristics in humanity. Low Professor Cross. Maybe RKI and Hank found a slow boat to China. That's not happening, guys. Rob Hansen says, glad we caught you live. Thanks for the coverage. I'm betting it's the pills. He was taking last time, drinking and taking pills. So that was indeed happening. So maybe it happened again. Joshua Villarreal said, hey, Legal Mindset, just throwing it out there. Thank you for the incredible content. They stay awesome. I'm going to be on this from beginning to end. Chillin Cavillan says, can we get Legal Mindset shirts for everyone in the courtroom? Just hand them out in front of the door on the way in. I'll have to make them. Maybe I'll get some cabbage stuff. He is still not in the courtroom. So he's now 10 minutes late at least. He is now at least 10 minutes late for his own court date. Rigo for 10 says, glad I finally catch a live. I haven't been able because of work and it's early in the morning or I'm passed out. Time to spread the gold. Thank you guys for being very generous. I didn't set the goal today, but thank you for definitely beating it. We have 158 super chats. I'm going to try to get to them all, going top to bottom. Etta Clawthorne says, if he comes bearing that get up, meaning the KKK outfit, he practically asking him to make an example, to make RK an example. It would be quite an RK move that he would do. I don't think he would do it. He says a lot of stuff he doesn't do. Random guy number 52 says, thanks for the live stream. You are indeed welcome. Plant Grow says, say hi to Vivi. Vivi, you mean Vitali? Okay. The judge is calling the case of Ramzi Khalid Ismail. So apparently Johnny is probably in the building. The bailiff is looking for him. So right now, Johnny Somali is allegedly in the building somewhere, and the bailiff is looking for him. So they're calling his case right now. We are 10 minutes late. This is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm getting live updates. We're going to get live updates here as this goes down today in Seoul, South Korea. Bob for 10 Oz says, voted yes, they will show up. Would be pretty funny if they tried their stunt to escape Korea when they should be at trial. Ramsey as a little man in the boat and Hank as Big Gay Al. That would be pretty fitting. Johnny and Hank enter the courtroom. They are in the courtroom. So ladies and gentlemen, they are in the courtroom. Ramsey is taking the stand right now in his trial. We are going to have some updates for you very shortly today in this case as he's taking the trial. He is wearing a black short sleeve button up. So he is not wearing a KKK outfit. He is wearing a black short sleeve button up. He is in the defendant's seat. He is, I think, sitting in the correct place today. Now, remember last time he was not. He is actually sitting in the right place. The judge is asking him to stand up and confirm his name. Of course, we know his name here, RKI, Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Not a Jewish name, by the way. He keeps trying to call himself Jewish. Definitely a Islamic, a Muslim origin on that last one. He is now casually sitting in his seat, like reclining in his seat, which is pretty rude. The way he's sitting in his seat, and the judge is going through some basic procedural information. Let's see here. So once again, these are live from Seoul, South Korea. Big thank you to the Somali conviction team. By the way, if you guys want to support these guys directly, you guys can go over to my Ko-Fi and I will help direct these funds to them directly. This is for the Somali conviction team over on Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire. They're there because I can't be today. All right. New information here from them. The judge confirms the 3 cases from the previous hearing. So the obstruction case and the 2 minor crimes act, they confirm from the previous hearing that he pled guilty. Therefore, the judge confirms under Korean law, he is now guilty. He is guilty of those 3 previous crimes because he pled guilty previously. The judge is confirming that information and locking in the guilt of Ramzi Khalid Ismail on the first 3 charges. These are not on the new charges yet. The defense fucked up on one of their filings. The defense's lawyer forgot to actually sign what he filed with the court. So he made a filing with the court last night, a defense opinion. He forgot to sign it. Sloppy work there. Very lazy. And he filed it with the court. The judge is calling him out on that mistake. He's saying, hey, defense lawyer, you fucked up. You filed this with the court in improper fashion. So therefore, fix your shit. So that's pretty hilarious.
Tax lawyer or someone else?
Once again, as a lawyer, you try to get your stuff together when you file stuff like that. Once again, the judge is going to let him sign it, right? So he's not going to throw out the document, but he's going to make him do it the right way. Koreans are about the procedure and the process. They're going to make you do it the right way. Living in Korea, there were many times in which I just needed a stamp or a signature or something like that. Every single time you're going to have to do it. Okay. Last time, the public defender. Now, the public defender is gone. So they are confirming the public defender has been removed from the case. So he has a private attorney now. So the public defender has been removed from the case. They're confirming that everything is guilty. Ramzi has said, yes, he does remember pleading guilty to that. So Ramzi has confirmed that he recalls pleading guilty when his public defender was there as well. So he's confirmed that. Meme Copium, my friend in Japan, says, I'm at a trim 240 pounds. Will you outweigh Johnny Somali by about 235 pounds? So at least you got that going for you. You may not outweigh Nick Rekieta's live viewers, but you outweigh Johnny Somali.
Oh, no. Not Nick Rekieta.
Hank is looking around at the audience. So Hank is looking around and inspecting people. Hank is very, he's probably, does he look, let me ask, does he look scared? Does he look scared or angry? So Hank is probably pretty nervous, but let's see. Hank is very protective. Okay, he is trying to play like he's tough. So Hank is trying to play the tough guy. This is Mr. Han Jung-yu, who files lawsuits on everybody. He's trying to act with the fake machismo. And act like he's, Mr. Tough Guy. And he's trying to intimidate people in the audience. The judge asks if there's any change in his address. He confirms there's no change. So meaning he's still staying with Hank. So Hank is, Hank is still rooming with him. They're still cuddle buddies. That is still very much a thing. Let's see here. Yuri says hello from the 53rd state. Canada's too large. Hey, awesome. Try to get some of these comments here as we go. Donna Willis, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Sion, welcome as a new member. Calling out Josh. Poor Josh. He's a good friend of mine. Mike S. is getting tostadas for dinner for you. Thanks for justice. Support from Canada. Thank you. Scientific Fanfic. Thank you for the 50 Legal Mindset memberships. Appreciate that very much for the sincere support. All right. The prosecutor is now reciting the first new indictment. So this is the first of the charges he's going to need to plea for today. Remember, we have 3 counts, and this is the obstruction of business. So let's find out what are the facts that underlie this. I think it's going to be Lotte World. Let's see what we get from Soul from the courtroom. Can you make anti-nuisance streamer merch? Yes. Tidcat for 1990 says, my game theory is they're picking their own gowns, and it will be very goofy of Somalia. They did not come in KKK outfit. So we did not get Ku Klux Klan outfit today. I know, I'm sorry. Maybe he's getting a vasectomy, maybe that was a 10-minute vasectomy. October 12th, the defendant boarded a bus and caused a disturbance by playing very loud music. Ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. It was the second obstruction is not Lotte World. It is loud music on the bus. So we'll talk about that. That's very interesting. They're now moving on to the deepfake charge. But that is very interesting because the bus was disrupted. And I told you guys this. Korean buses are on time. When you mess up a Korean bus, even 1 minute, it messes up the whole system. So that was probably why that was obstruction. That is the first obstruction. But it's very interesting. Not Lotte World. I was wrong about that one. It's actually a bus, which is good. I mean, I'm glad he's getting charged. But that means Lotte World's charge could still be another charge. We could still have another charge coming in the future from Lotte World. Isn't that crazy? 10 Pier 4002 says, Legal Mindset doing the Lord work. Best content this side of frauditors and soft sets. YouTube recommending your stuff out of the blue and bless the algorithm for it. Thank you. Once again, this is live from Seoul, South Korea. We have almost 20,000 people. The defendant did a live stream and doctored a video of males kissing each other. By doing so, he distributed a video. That's one of the highest punishments under the deepfake statute. That was doctored. That was artificial. That is a deepfake. And it is sexual because kissing is sexual in Korea. This is for the Korean YouTubers, Dalgoon, Bang TV, J Company, Jungman, all those guys that were in there, multiple people, which means it's under the highest possible punishment, which can carry 10.5 years. There is no fine available. They have to give jail time for this. They can't give a suspended sentence, but they gotta do some sort of jail sentence for this one. So this is a massive one under the deepfake statute, and getting hit with it for the Korean streamers. And mind you, they all can come and testify now. So we know that the first charge is actually the Korean streamers. So deepfake count number 1 was the Korean streamers. Let's see here. Make sure I get some. I'm trying to work through these super chats at the same time here. I'm doing. This is a lot. We got 180. Jopi said, you mentioned you're firmly against doxing, but are you aware of Vitali's friends doxing me? I do not care if people dox me. It's not going to stop me from doing anything at all whatsoever. Let's see here. RKI is going to need to put out for Hank for a while longer. Oof. Proxy says, honestly, the way RKI keeps going for record and racking up the most crimes in history, the trial might go away to 2030. It'll probably go to 2026 for sure. BU for 99 super sticker. Thank you. Also, thank you for that second one. Appreciate that. Okay, let's go. We have another obstruction of business charge. The defendant made a disruption at Lotte World, which caused the ride to be shut down. Are they adding a third count? Interesting. So hold on. We now have Lotte World as well. So Lotte World has also come in. So I was right. So technically, sorry, guys, I was right. So there's another obstruction for Lotte World that's come in. That wasn't even filed in the court record. That may be a third. This may be a new count of obstruction. There may be 3 counts. It's actually unclear right now because this was just brought up. It wasn't even in the court record. So I'm not sure whether they're bringing that as part of the second obstruction charge. Let me pull this up here. as part of the this is what we have today is the current status. I'm updating this as we go. So right now guys, we got loud music on the bus in Lotte World. This may be a third count. They may be separating this into a third count and maybe having one count for the loud music and one count for Lotte World. We do not know yet. We know this is Korean streamers, the men, and we know this is Bong Bong. All right, guys, we have an official plea. We have an official plea from Ramsey Khalid Ismail. And he is now pleading guilty to the obstruction of justice. He is pleading guilty to the obstruction of justice. And we have a bombshell here, ladies and gentlemen. We have something that is going to change the fucking game for this entire trial. And it's going to drag it out for so much longer. And that is the defendant has just pled not guilty to the deepfakes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has pled not guilty to the deepfakes.
Isn't there proof?
That means we are now going to have a full trial.
Oh, he's just going to use taxpayer money or something?
4 months of evidence and counter evidence on the deepfakes. There's going to have to bring in expert witnesses. They're going to have to, do all that for that specific charge. Ladies and gentlemen, this completely changes the game. And I am all here for that. So now I can fully show you the chart. It's been redone. Let me get this thing saved and get this uploaded. It's definitely not going to be perfectly centered, but here is now the update on the plea status. Now, once again, this hearing is not over yet. This hearing is not over yet, so we could have more information coming out. He has now pled guilty to obstruction number 1, Minor Crimes Act count 1, Minor Crimes Act count 2, obstruction count 2. He's pled guilty to 4. He has pled not guilty to deepfake count 1, deepfake count 2, right? So the ones that carry up to 21 years in prison, mandatory prison time. We're now going to have a full trial, ladies and gentlemen, a full trial. Tanaka said this play-by-play is more exciting than any sports ball game. I'm here for it, baby. Smash the like button. It's not over yet. It's not over. We're going to get more updates, even stuff from outside the courtroom. If he starts acting up, yelling at people, yelling at fans, if there's interactions, we're going to get those guys for you play-by-play as I'm here calling the shots in Bangkok. I'm kind of the shot caller here as the Somali conviction team on the ground is going. Okay, so we have an update on the procedure. Here's an update. The Lotte World obstruction was combined with the first deepfake, which means there are now 7 charges. 2 Minor Crimes Act, 2 deepfakes, 3 obstruction of justice. Oh, I have to change my whole fucking chart.
Was there 2 before?
Oh God, I gotta change. I gotta add a column here. Oh my God, Ramsey, what are you making me do on the fly here?
Yeah, you're
making me adjust my PowerPoint on the fly. What is this?
Gosh.
What is this? What type of operation do you think I'm doing here? Being able to adjust my PowerPoint.
The game operation?
It's insanity.
To make sure
Sanity. Okay. I think I can do this. I think I can do this. But that's actually good news, guys, because that means, once again, 5 additional years. We now go from 31 years to up to 36 years maximum
36?
in Korean prison. So we go up to 36 years. So all of those clickbait-y titles can go up. Can go up in intensity. I've never edited a PowerPoint so fast. These words are going to be so misaligned on this chart. Oh boy. But 36 years is now the new one. That is not clickbait when you see that. I know I'm giving people hints here on what to use for their titles, but I don't care. We're all in this together against Ramsey Khalid Ismail. So I am happy to help out in that regard. So now we have, let me just put this in visual format. Almost done here. And that, I think, is very significant because I don't think he thinks that the obstruction is serious. But the thing is, people have been sentenced to, 2-3 years in jail for just, one count of obstruction, along with some other crimes. So we already have the possibility of getting several years just for obstruction alone. So that is, to me, very good news. that there's a third obstruction that is included in the case. So I'll lay this out for you guys here. This is not the cleanest thing I've ever done, but it'll get the job done. Get the job done. All right. All right, here we go. So this is the new accurate chart that your boy has edited today, even as a boomer. I've managed to get this thing done. The colors are not completely aligned. I did accidentally get the header color here, but you guys can figure it out. Here are all 7 charges. He's guilty on the first obstruction, guilty on minor crime act number 1, guilty on minor crimes act number 2, guilty on obstruction number 2,
So
not guilty. He's pled not guilty. Once again, the prosecutors are going to try to prove this on deep fake count 1, deep fake count 2. He's pled not guilty, and Lotte World. That's the new obstruction. That's count 3, and he's pled guilty on that. So that is the updates. Let's see what we have from the courtroom. The judge asked for evidence of innocence of the deepfake. So the judge has just asked the lawyer, what evidence do you have that Johnny is guilty? Here's what the lawyer said. The lawyer said he doesn't have any evidence that Johnny is innocent. So now Johnny is going to have to try to find some evidence because he has no evidence of his own innocence. The victim is going to testify in the deepfake case, which means Bong Bong is going to testify in the Korean streamers, the ones I interviewed, Dalgoon, J Company, Bang TV, Youngman. They're all going to testify. So they're going to come up against him in court. The same people that he tried to sue, Dalgoon, that he filed the charges against, is going to get to testify and stare at him. Dalgoon, who punched him in the face, physically, is going to get to legally punch him in the face again. That is awesome. They're now out of the trial. They're now out of the trial. So they've now stepped out of the room. The next trial date will be in a month. So we're going to have 1 month for the next trial date. That's going to be in. Oh, I'm sorry.
Told him to just plead guilty to everything?
I am incorrect, guys. I am incorrect.
What do you think the lawyer did?
We have an even better update. We have an even better update. Holy shit! Hold on.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna have to make this into a PowerPoint slide. We need a PP for this. Let's just do this. Let's do it like this. Let me duplicate the slide because this is gonna be a good one. Okay. Next trial date. Okay. This is going to be great.
Okay, I'll have to divide the
This is going to be great.
left and right eyes, but I think I'll do that later when I have to.
Okay, Hank is
name
outside the courtroom
everything.
cursing people out. Hank is now outside the courtroom cursing at people. So I have a live update. Hank is cursing people out outside the courtroom. He's spurging out. He's just going crazy. Apparently, we're going to get video of it. Probably in Korean news. He's going off on the fans. He's going off on the media. He is not having a good time. So Hanky Poo is very angry right now. Johnny is yelling at Hank, telling him no crashing out,
what?
no crashing out. Hank cannot control himself. He is losing it right now, according to everyone outside. They switched roles for the day, apparently. So I guess Hank is the attack dog today. Guys, we have the next trial date. The next trial date is August 11th, 2025. It will be a full date of testimony. And there will be a full day. He is not going to have another day in court until August, ladies and gentlemen. Until August.
He filmed it all.
And this will not be the final day in
Operation.
court.
This time
This
Hank
is
is
just
crashing
one
out.
of many.
Yeah,
August. So this is going to be
I
a
have no
very
idea. I think he
big
did it
day
on
in
purpose.
court.
I'm pretty sure he did just
It's
to bother
right
his
after my
lawyer.
birthday too.
Just
It's right after my
maybe he was
birthday. Isn't that
bullying
a
him or
swell
something?
birthday present for me?
I mean, like,
Isn't
maybe
this a
Johnny Smalley
great
was
birthday
bullying his
present
lawyer.
for me? Is this trial in August? This is going to be fucking
I'm
awesome.
surprised that
And it's going to be a
Hank is,
long one too.
Angry.
So it's going to be a very long one, not one. I have now
'Cause he's
reports
been helping
that
him in
Hank
this-
and
this whole
Johnny
time. Maybe it's just kind of
accidentally
like
walked into the basement.
like a
They didn't know
boiling
where they were
point?
going, and they
That makes
accidentally
sense,
walked
like-
into the basement.
The final nail in the
Probably
coffin?
because Hank is so mad. He was crashing out on people, yelling at people. He's so upset about everything that went down and being hit with new charges. They were hit with a charge today, ladies and gentlemen, that they had no idea about. Not even I. And I have the court records. I didn't even know about the obstruction charge because the prosecution, I guess there's this weird, I guess they combined it somehow. So this is a very interesting thing. I have access to the court record, so I know everything that's going on. But I guess they combined it so we didn't see it till today. So we actually had a surprise today. We had a new charge. So now we have a brand new charge. We have, 5 guilty pleas. 2 not guilty pleas, and we have a full day coming up in which his own lawyer said they have absolutely zero evidence in his defense. Think about that, guys. If your lawyer says you have no evidence that you're innocent, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means you are absolutely 100% cooked. 100% cooked. Moonlight Spine Sparkle said, the first dono I've ever done. Make sure to get yourself a coffee as Ramsey makes his case worse. Oh, yeah. I will definitely be getting a coffee after this one. It is 9 a.m. in the morning. I got home at 1 a.m. here in Bangkok time. Of course, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm not in Korea right now. I will be in Korea in the future for future trials. For this one that's coming up. I mean, this is in August. I mean, be a hell of a birthday present to me. It'd be a hell of a birthday. Speaking of birthday presents, all the support, thank you. Support here and on Ko-Fi, thank you. John S. gifted 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Warranty Void gifting 50 Legal Mindset memberships. Guys, we have 235 super chats. I am going to stay here till I get them all done. We're going to go top to bottom and get them all done. Duke Christian gave 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you for that. LGS gifted 5. Thank you. I'm going to hold off on the reaction noises just to make this quicker. Robert Von Beek gifted 20. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for gifting very, very generously. We'll see 11 as a new member. Jillian Smameno as a new member. Thank you for that. Garrett Griffin, welcome. And I think I've got the membership. Oh, Jack the Cat, 3453. E. Caroline. As a new member, thank you guys, and thanks for the generosity and all of the memberships. Okay. And none left. Gifted 5. Thank you. Asian Dragon says, Mom and Trill love when RKI was at a protest and Dalgoon was there. RKI reaction says, we got to get the F out of here. We all laugh at the reaction. So when Dalgoon comes to testify, Odiga Somali. Now, he can't threaten him in the court. That would be contempt. Dalgoon follows the laws. He's not going to be in contempt of court. But he would get to stare him in the eye, and he would get to say, hey, Johnny Somali, I think you should be punished for this. I think you should get maximum. Johnny put on, so here we have a live update. Once again, we're still there. We're still following him out of the courthouse. Johnny wore the MAGA hat on the way out. So he decided to wear the MAGA hat just for the media. So understand, Johnny is all about just doing things for the shock value, for the thrill. He is indeed not MAGA. He's not anything. He tries to be one thing or another just to piss people off. Once again, he just tries to piss people off with, whatever identity he tries to assume. But he did throw on the MAGA hat on the way out, so the media would see him on the way out with the hat. So once again, his performativeness is back to the MAGA hat. Kenneth Wallen as a new member. Welcome. John S. as a new member as well. 1000 Dana 360 as a new member. Thank you. Darth Portland. It's the same clout. K-pop parody still slaps. So. Cabbage Boy. No more flights. No more decoys. Orange suit. Silent voice. Welcome to your final choice. Nice. Thank you. Short name Sales says, how do you accidentally walk in the basement? Don't they have signs? Yeah, they didn't read them. They were pissed off. They were really angry. They got hit with a new charge. His lawyer didn't know what the fuck he was doing. They've now got a trial date that's in August. He's clearly not going anywhere. And guys, I can predict with this trial date, this may go until 2026. This is very likely. I'm putting this at 90% likelihood this trial goes into 2026, especially if there's more stuff that they've got to bring in after this. So there's a good likelihood now, very good likelihood. Dan Neely for 10 says, Johnny boy, cabbages are calling from jail to the mountainside. The streams are gone and the hoes are calling. It's you, it must go, and I must abide. The KK 1015 says, prosecuted with new charge. Surprise, motherfucker. Ricardo Fung says 14 months here already since the Kurosanji incident, getting entertained and educated. As the chosen one in the Force once said, here's where the fun begins. Oh, this is where it gets great. It gets great, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry says lawful good meets chaotic evil. Love the coverage. It ain't stopping. We are going to be on this till he is behind bars. Safety Doggo says, damn, it's already over. I even ordered pizza. No, these clear hearings are short. I told you guys it was going to be about 15 minutes. It was not going to be, it is not a full day of trial. The next one may be. The next one may be hours and hours long. So that one, we're gonna talk about that one, but that one you may have to strap in for. There are videos incoming that are going to be sent to me. So I am probably going to have some video here. So if you're still here, you can stay tuned. I may have some stuff that I'll be able to show you guys. I'll have to take a quick look at it here. But stick around. Obviously, I'm going to get through the chats as well. But we're getting some updates here. Also, we have an update, a live update. There will be 4 witnesses on August 11th. There will be 4 witnesses on August 11th. So we're going to get testimony from 4 people. Exactly who, we do not know, but I will find out. Is it Bong Bong? Is it Dalgun? Is it J Company? Is it Jungman? Who is it? We're going to find out exactly who's going to testify. It's probably going to be some of those people, but it may be even more. Blackroom Rob says potential crackpot theory from Oz, but RKI said he's willing to publicly shame Bong Bong if she went through this. What are the chances this trial is just his way to make that happen? No, not really. That he's going to be punished regardless of that. Invisible Man says, will the South Korean court allow media to live stream? No. Korean streams are not live stream. The closest thing you're going to get to a live stream is what I just did today. My coverage today is the closest you're going to get to a live stream. Did you guys enjoy this style? Like, did you guys enjoy this style versus like the recap last time? So, did you enjoy today's play-by-play coverage? I just want to know if you guys enjoyed this. If you didn't, maybe I'll just do a summary video if you guys want to do a summary video instead. There's different ways to do things. But I chose to do the shot call today because I wanted to, I wanted to have it as fresh as I could get it. As fresh as the cabbage can be. As fresh as the cabbage can be. There are so many people in the chat that I can't even type in the YouTube studio. It won't even let me delete an N, so I'm not spelling converage, and I'm spelling coverage. Literally too many people. This is when a chat really has almost 20,000 people, not when it's fake. All right. Watching, even though it's 4:17 a.m. Bob Dubel says he has no evidence. He's fucking cooked. That's right. He is absolutely 100% cooked. Cuban Being says, glad the spite we all have for this moron has brought the world together. It's brought people on the right and on the left. It's brought people that are old and young. It's brought people from all over the world together. Japanese, Koreans, Chinese, Americans, Canadians. God, Americans and Canadians in 2025 getting along. Who would have thought that?
That's funny.
But we're all agree about the Cabbage Boy.
no.
Oh, there is a correction.
Everyone knows about
There's a
Canada.
correction to the record. The court date was wrong. There's been an update to that. The correct date. This is what happens when you have live updates. That's what happens when you have live updates. The correct date is August 13th. So that is the corrected date. Let me fix that date. People screwing things up. They're scuffing from inside the courtroom. That's why they're part of the Somali conviction team. That's why they're part of my team, because they have a little scuff in them too. Next date is August 13th. Correcting that one for the record. Okay. Okay, here's more reports from inside the courtroom. That Ramsey today was actually calm and composed. So this is a change. Last time he was fidgety. Last time he was losing it. Today he put on the act of being calm and composed. Hank was losing it. So Hank the entire time was flipping out. He was angry. He was agitated. He was trying to act tough. It was actually Ramsey who was calm, and Hank who was losing it and who lost it with everybody outside the courtroom. And absolutely, there will be video of that, I'm sure, or reports of that as well. BTS Angel 77 says, "Thank you from Texas. I appreciate Legal Mind. My pleasure to bring you the Legal Mindset." Oh no, PowerPoint adjustment insanity. I know, live adjustments of the PP. It's crazy. Mr. Poner 911 says, "I hope that he gets the book thrown at him and spends decades in prison." We'll see. At this point, a decade is not off the table. A decade is on the table. We have 36 years. The maximum he now faces is 36 years. We have an update because of the 7th charge. Asian Dragon says, "Praise Elote World for press charges on RKI. Now the prosecution can reopen the CHS Act due to all the action on destruction of business, emotional damage, and cabbage." Absolutely. Devil's Advocate said, "Not so much PowerPoint as Scuff Point." Very sad. It's actually Canva, but it's still a PowerPoint. Mighty says, "Lote World and Deepfake in the same charge. They were separate charges, but they just showed up in the record as the same charge, the way it was in the official record. So now it's separated out. We have that clarified." Gabriel Lundez says, "Yo, Mindset, congrats on 20K. I know, crazy guys, right?" Crazy. Jopie says, "With the aggravating criteria is met for so many of his charges, isn't it likely for maximum to be handed out, at least on those? Just what is required for the max? He is meeting a lot of the criteria. Now, it's not clear. Korea has a subjective system. They don't have mandatory minimums or mandatory max or whatever. They don't have hard requirements. Like if X happens, then you have to sentence Y. They don't do that. But he's doing all of the wrong things, including pissing off the judge, including saying he's going to threaten the judge's mother."
Wait, what?
He threatened the judge's mother. He threatened the judge. He threatened the bailiff. He made fun of both of them. Do you think that is going to help him or hurt him? I'll leave that up to you. Eric Heine for 10 says, "I'll take over on Brian's wager." Brian says, would you bet RKI gets over under 10 years total? Now I'm thinking over is a possibility. Before I thought it wasn't. I still think under is more likely, but I think over is possible. Before I thought it was impossible. Now I think it's possible. I actually believe it's possible, which is insane.
Okay.
But we have enough on the table. It is possible. I still think I'm going to put it at, if you had to put me a percentage, I think it's probably still 75% it's under 10 years.
Yeah,
but I think there's a 25% chance it's over. And there's still a chance. You know, I'm saying there's a chance. Glitterford says, "New charges. Let's go. Let's do it." Sorry says, "I wish I could be a fly on the wall at Hank's when he has to talk to his folks after Somalia's in prison and Hank is a pariah." Remember, Hank is bankrolling him. Hank is his sugar daddy. Hank has been paying for everything for Johnny Somali. He's been begging for money. It's been insane. King Bob says, "RKI to the judge, call me Ismail." Funny. Curious says, "What's just as funny as RKI in jail? Hank in military service." Yes, Hank has still not done his national duty and is still not served for the military because he is a coward. Pressure
really?
Drop 1 for $9.99 says,
Isn't that a
"Hey, Legal
requirement to
Mindset
do
from the
it by a
Pacific
certain
Palisades.
age, or-
Consistently excellent and fascinating coverage of this epic debacle. Keep up the good work." I will. Shout out to you over there in the Palisades in California. I've been there before. It's a lovely place. Tambourine for €10 says, "If RKI actually gets jail time, I'll take you up for a drink at Iron Balls." Oh, I do love Iron Balls. So BK's best German restaurant. Oh, I do. There's one that I like on Soy 11, the beer house there. But there's others as well. G's is good as well. There'll be a trip out to Simot Corn. Oh, okay. Well, you have to tell me where that one is. Email me. Dabham Masterson says, "Johnny Sosmali is Smeagol." He indeed is quite small. Amanda Main says, "RKI's excuse for being late. Wait, for me, I got little legs." He is 5'2". He is a midget. Lewid Music and Gaming says, "I don't know how the swear jar works, but here's a few freebies. Thank you for all your team do. Stay awesome. Love from Vancouver." Hey, much love up there. Love the food over in Gastown in Vancouver. Great place. Raby said, "Legal Mindset, we cover the case of Doki Bird." Okay, that's off topic. I will take a look at it. Email me. Email me on off topic stuff. Bob says, "Could South Korean media be lingering outside and trying to get footage?" They have. We have confirmation live that South Korean media got video of that. Oh, I have video right here of Ramsey and Hank. Maybe I have to get this from Kakao to my computer, but I'll show you it real quick on my phone. We have video of them walking into the basement. So here we go. Here's the video.
Video?
Walking into the basement.
Oh, that was very short. Oh. Wait, no, they're still following.
Walking right into the basement. They're getting followed here.
You think he thinks it's supporters or people like are after him? That looks funny.
Because they're fleeing. They're of course running away from all the coverage, the reporters, the people following them. Okay, so I'll get this one uploaded so you guys see it. But that's just coming on my phone. Just thought I'd share that with you guys.
Maybe I can also.
Let's see. People know I'm live. Okay, that we have a time. We have a time for the next trial.
Ooh.
We have a time for the next trial. So let me add that to the PowerPoint here. We now have a official time, and that is 4 p.m.
Oh gosh, it doesn't
So
make any
the
sense
time
at
is
all.
much later than normal, which is very, very odd. Usually it's more morning oriented, but we now have official time there, 4 p.m. on the 13th. So we will, of course, be covering this. Of course, be giving you updates as we are live. Very nuts what went down today. Dustin Doyle gifted 1 Legal Mindset membership. Hijikana says, do you think it's possible for this saga will extend even further into 2027 if he enjoys and racks up more charge? 2027 will be a long time. I think 2026 is very reasonable as a prediction, but we'll see. Sorry, said my last super just because I have to buy a car. But in my personal opinion, do you think Hank has charges? He could. Much love. Hank could. I don't think he has them yet, but it's possible for Hank to have charges. So can Hank get charges? Yes, I think it's possible. Dustin Doyle, as a new member, welcome. Welcome. John S. for 10 says, used to be a wrench on a certain channel that went down the rabbit hole. Told the owner they were going down a rabbit hole. Tired of waiting for him to wake up. Sub there. Okay, well, whatever. All right. Well, we're down the rabbit hole. And I've got no shame in this. I'm covering this all the way. Ultra Fine Point says, gotta love for Lotte World pressing charges. Used to love shopping at Lotte Marts and Lotte World when I lived in South Korea. RKS behavior is unacceptable. I absolutely agree. Big Buddhist, thank you for the 10 Legal Mindset memberships. Adlock Hungry said, can we pool our resources to get Stephen He to do emotional cabbage? You know what? Let me work on that. He does come to Bangkok a lot, especially he does collaborations with Mark Fine. I'm going to see if I can get that. Invisible Man says, appreciate you, LM. And if there's a cost for that, I will do that. By the way, if you guys donate, if you donate to the Ko-Fi, I can chip in to see if we can get Stephen He to if I can hire Stephen He to do emotional cabbage. That would be pretty good. So over there on Ko-Fi, if you guys want to run over there, we have coverage for the team, editing, stuff like that that you can toss out. So if you want to support some emotional cabbage, just throw it over there, and I'll talk to see if we can hire Stephen E over there on the Ko-Fi. All right, that would actually be hilarious. PBYN said this is like listening to play-by-play on audio. It's like a baseball game, except for him going to jail. Safety Doggo says, don't forget our Slavic anti-Somali brothers in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat, wherever you are in the world. Wendy F, 3333, gifted 20 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you. Crappy93 for 20. So just confirm that Hanky Boo's crashing out from all the donuts. Guys, we are going and breaking records on this play-by-play coverage. This play-by-play coverage did better. We had more peak viewers than most coverage on the P. Diddy trial. This had more coverage than the Karen Reed trial by far, which was covered by many law tubers.
Really?
More live viewers than any of those, other than major networks. So this is absolutely breaking some records. It's huge. This is one of the biggest cases in the world right now. Cuban Being gifted 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Thank you so much. John S. says, Yasu Cristo, man, what phone is that? Looks like 5 cameras. This is a Samsung, new Samsung 24. This is a 24. So it's a really good phone. I highly recommend it. Mystic WP says, you mentioned before the top female prosecutor in the Eastern District is hard on crime. With the trial being merged, what input will she have? She can still bring charges, specifically things that were originating in the East, like things at Lotte World. So the female prosecutor does get to still choose whether she wants to bring back the child sexual harassment. We really want that charge. We really, really want it. That one would be a death blow to Johnny Somali. Cuban Being, and we became a new member. Kenneth Wallen says RK makes Forrest Gump look like a rocket scientist. Mystic WP as a new member, thank you. Rich said there's no CHS. No, that was dropped because they said there was insufficient evidence. However, they can bring it back and revive it. And we on the Somali conviction team are working very hard to get evidence for them to revive and bring back that charge. We think it should be there. Kim Hannaford says, getting so much better every court date. I agree too. Stephen Bloom says, Sir YS says, probably the next court date made Hanky crash out, tired of paying for his roommate. He is now realizing he is going to have to room him for a year. His parents are going to fucking kill him. He probably told them that they were going to be gone, that Ramsey was going to be gone in a month or two. He's now going to have to tell his mom and dad, or his mom, because it's all mommy, that she's got to pay for a very, very long time.
I think more people would relate.
A very, very long time, and that's probably driving wild. Let's see here. What do I got? Also, this is from a lawyer in Korea who says, if Hank yelled and cursed at one of your friends who is capturing him on tape, insult is a crime in Korea. The offended party has to go to a police station to swear a complaint, and because he did it outside the courtroom, it can also be contempt of court. So because he did it outside the courtroom, he committed a crime. He committed insult outside the courtroom. That could also be contempt of court. So Hank, who previously had no charges against him, may now be able, Hank, for the first time, may be able to collect a charge. So actually, guys, we may now have the first charge that could be brought against Hank. In fact, let me tell them right now. Let me copy this into the group chat to make sure that they go over and get that done. So I want to make sure they go over and get that done. That's actually really, really good point there. Really good point. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. From a lawyer. All right. Well, we got more video too. I'm gonna have to show you this, guys, on my phone. I'll put it max screen, but you know, I'm not. It's from cacao to other stuff as well. Okay, Hank swore at our mothers, as you can see in the video. So Hank was cursing at people's mother. So let's show this video. I'll just show it on my phone here, guys. Sorry about this. It's kind of the gangster way because I don't have this on my phone yet. Well,
because he's like an accomplice.
We'll work on improving. Okay.
You'd think that he would be.
Let's see if I can flip this around. Will this go into horizontal orientation for me? Maybe it will. Hold on. Let me see. I can probably. Yeah, I got it. Okay, hold on. Let me do it from my other player. That should be able to show it. Okay. Hold on one second here, guys. See if I can get this a little bit larger for you guys. No, is it gonna go? Ah, here we go. Okay. Let me start this. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna max this out for you guys. Well, let me play it again. Fuck your mom, fuck your dad. So, fuck your mom, fuck your dad, piss off, right? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. All right. So that's there live from the team, live there. Next time I'm going to set this thing up a little bit better. But do appreciate everybody who helps me out on the team. These guys are great. They donate their time. A lot of them are free. just coming there for free, helping out. But I try to compensate them for their time. I try to give them something to help out with their travels. So that is, of course, the Somali Conviction Team. Oh, we have another awesome photo from everybody on the team after the trial. This one I will be able to because the photo, let me get this to myself and let me pull this up and give some love over to the Somali Conviction Team that just had their mothers insulted after the trial.
That's bad.
Oh, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up with Ramsey Khalid's smile. It always gets more crazy one way or another. All right. Okay. Let me answer some of these chats while I wait for that thing to load up. Elfire Ava gifted 5 new memberships. Thank you so much. Pam as a new member. Welcome. Steve C says, have you been verbally accosted? You may be entitled to financial compensation. Contact Andrew Esquire. Remember, the laws in Korea are different, guys. They're not the same as in America. So they're much different. Okay, here's the photo. I won't throw it in a PowerPoint. I'll just put it up here. Here's the photo after the trial of some members of the Somali Conviction Team hanging out here after, looking happy. Unlike Hank, who is fully crashing out, everybody in the Somali Conviction Team, everybody who's there hanging out, is looking happy. They're looking like they're absolutely entertained. So this is such a big example of fuck around and find out. Like, FAFO. I'll throw that one in the swear jar. If you screw up, you're not going to have a good time, and everyone is going to be celebrating your downfall. So shout out to everybody who's there hanging out today, everybody who showed up. Much appreciated. Big love. From everybody who's there in Seoul, South Korea, who showed up to the trial today. Thank you for being respectful. Thank you for respecting the court. I know that it's a big diverse group of people, but I do appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody being there and helping out. Really, it really makes a huge difference, a massive difference. I see people have already clipped my stream. Okay, awesome. Asia Dragon 456 says, unfortunately, Mom and Trill will not be able to go live for the next few weeks because they have an event to do. It would be great to see them react. Yeah, cool. I look forward to everybody react. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I give everybody full permission to clip and cut my content and use it to spread the good word about this. The only thing I would ask, please, is if you could tag me or credit me. That'd be awesome. That's it. Just tag me or credit me in the description or something at least. And that's awesome. Anthony Brown says, yeah, I would love to have emotional cabbages from Steven. It'd be great. Totally fair for Steven here. Yeah. So if you guys go over to the Ko-Fi, we'll try to get that done. Bob says, I get the viewpoint that he should be locked up on a public safety viewpoint. If he does something violent, they will lock him up. I prefer South Korean approach, though, to prevent the chance of parole, stating it was a rush, or to issue a light sentence, only for them to reoffend in South Korea. It's allowing him to dig his own grave. Leaving him out allows him to dig his own grave. And we've seen that this strategy has worked. Has indeed worked. All right. Jose Sepulveda says, RKI, rarely, no instant karma. Andrew, your shoot is getting shinier. Stop leveling up during streams. This isn't your final form. Oh, we're not done yet. We're not even a testimony day, baby. Let's see. Beth Arested for 5 says, how does burden of proof work in South Korea as opposed to U.S.? Does RKI have to prove his innocence? He is innocent until proven guilty. That is very much true. Ray Senpai says, August 13th, he's practically a citizen at this point. Let's send him to the army and make him work there, too. What a twist. That'd be great. Let's see. Emperor Creatine says, at this point, Johnny knows he's screwed and is just getting in what bits of trolling he can before he picks cabbages for half his life. By the way, any plans to go over the Vice drama? Yes, I will. Separate stream in the future. 7 Soul Light as a new member. Thank you. Dude, this is tragically, awfully tragic and hilariously funny at the same time. What a fool. Kettlefire says, was Johnny wearing the same coat that he was wearing last time? It looks very similar, but it's not exactly the same. Noah says, here's to another year of content. Looking forward to the coverage. Thank you. Edda says, August means more time to see if RKF around and finds out.
I was always confused.
It's way more content for us here at the Legal Mindset. Chris Wong for 5 Singapore said, thank you, Legal Mindset. TGS says, I see someone making this into a BL sign-in manga in the future. They'll be using Legal Mindset's PP for cameos. Scorpion says, Andrew, are you growing that caterpillar into a Henry Cavill disguise for the RKI you plan to attend? I'm sure RKI will gladly pay your forehead hair curl to play that Superman look. I am trying. I mean, there's a new Superman movie coming, so I got to get ready. Archer and
is
Violence is
often tied
amazing. New
together
charge
to make
every
each
time.
structure.
This can go on indefinitely. Yes, this is something about Korea, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great super
So
chat.
that's what that is.
They can keep adding charges until sentencing. We can get new charges. We have 3 months to submit new evidence for new charges. Guys, this is a roller coaster that is not over. There are going to be more things coming. I guarantee you there can be more things coming. Absent Zero says that the August trial public, if so, will you be making plans to attend? I am not telling when I am attending or not. I'm going to make that decision privately, and I will be attending some of the trials. Not all of them. I will be attending some of them. Natasha says, in Korea, with a full day of testimony, does that mean they are speeding up the process? I guess they want him in jail already. Yeah, they definitely want him put away. That's for sure.
Is that like instead of smooth brain? It's just
Bingus85 says, get wrecked, RKI. Your scout is near an end. Uric Serena Ginblade says, no more court until August. Oof, I wonder how RKI will F up himself in the meantime. I'm betting on more charges added after the next trial. Yeah, there can be more charges. We got 3 months. There's going to be more. Bronwyn says, isn't RKI streaming considered work? How is he not getting dinged on that? It's an immigration thing, so immigration would have to bring that one. It's kind of separate. Sarah the Sassy Rando says, who is going to take care of Johnny if Hank gets arrested? No one. If Hank goes away on threats or insult or whatever, if he get put away for that, he would have no one to take care of him. He'd be out. The Flatlander says, swear jar again. Damn, you need to make a swear jar super sticker. I will. Mr. Alex789 says, just want to say it's FAFO for Johnny and Hanky Poo. Call Me K says, why don't they sentence him on things he pled guilty to? They could sit in jail. No, that's not how the procedure works. You have to have a full trial that's due process. And once again, even though I despise Ramsey Cletus Mile, even though I do not like this man, I think he is a horrible human being, I still think he deserves due process. Everybody, even guilty people, deserve due process. Brown Bat says, Ramsey, don't drop the cabbage. J Press says, PSA, Dom Kimchi and Nul Mingmyong are summer eats. Wow, early in cabbages. Maximus Descendant says, Max sentencing, please, my family prays for it. Private Horse Legs has found your channel through a Tozy. Loving the content, especially related to Ramsey. Glad you are here. Rigo says, early mindset. Hell is frozen over. Welcome back. Thank you. Lord JAJW says, thanks for covering this case. Ryobi says, off topic, going to cover Doki Bird. That I will get another time. Let's see here.
Wait, is there something else happening
Get some of
with
these
Doki
bigger
Bird?
ones. David Miller says, how will you celebrate when RKF finally goes to prison with your favorite whiskey?
Is there something new?
I am going to go to my favorite restaurant. I'm going to probably do a get-together with all the Somali conviction team in Korea. We're all going to eat Hanu, probably Korean beef or some other really good food in Korea, and we're going to get together and enjoy some lovely kimchi to celebrate in Seoul, South Korea. I will be there when he is sentenced. That you can count on. Zuroga says, rush home from work to catch this. No chance am I missing it. Thank you for all the coverage on News and Streamers. You are welcome. Uric says, sir, you've hit 250,000 subs. Congrats. Thank you. The Tex Vet says, freedom dates. Let's go. All right, to be fair, military date is not freedom style, so unlike Duolingo, but with dates. Ultrafine Point says, woohoo, 250K subs for Legal Mindset. Big congrats on Long Lawyer, man. Thank you. It's been a long road. Hopefully I've earned your subscription. If you like this coverage, please let me know. According to the poll that I put in the chat, 97% of you like this style of play-by-play. So we're going to do it again. Marcus says, hey, Legal Mindset, love your coverage. We do a video on Daniel Larson. I have no idea who that is. I'd have to look it up. Rigo says, screw Roanoke. Pensacola was founded 6 years before St. Augustine. It was temporarily abandoned. That's the problem. A lot of these other places that claim to be the quote-unquote oldest were abandoned. And you can't really use it as a standard because if it's not continuously occupied, then it's hard to say when it's first, who was first, because obviously the first place would be like a cave dweller, right? That's the first occupied place, right? So continuous, I think, is a better standard. Richard Berna says, Jax, Florida in the house. Awesome.
That's bad.
Let's Grillpies Valenzuela says, made it to the stream on my birthday week. Thanks for the RKIWs. Could I email you help on finalizing a divorce? No. You need to find a local attorney on that. I am not a divorce attorney, and I cannot help you with your divorce. So find a local attorney. Thank you. Joshua Williams says for 10, what are the statutes of parole in Korea? Do they have good time served? No, they do not. There's no time served. Tostada Cat asked, do you think RK will plead guilty? Well, we now know he only pled not guilty on 2 charges. Everything else he is guilty for. Mechanic Cat says, I'm excited for learning about this as a new blockbuster. Me too. Me too. Good question from Pastafarius. Would contempt of court in South Korea place RKI in jail? If so, what would the tactic be to keep him from additional crimes and save Hank's mommy money? I think the tactic would be to take away his internet. If Hank wanted to protect him, they would take away his internet. They would put him in a corner, and he would shut up for the next 6 months. But there's no way he can do that. No way at all. It's not possible. It's not possible. He can't shut the fuck. He can't shut up. He doesn't know when to shut up. It's impossible. All right, I'm getting more updates here. Let me see here. Insult. Okay, hold on. Insult. This is from a lawyer in Korea. Insult of the court. And this is an update. Once again, a live update here. You're getting live stuff, live advice, live comments. Insult of the court, the judge in the system, or creating a disturbance at the court to interfere with justice is up to 3 years of hard labor or a fine up to 7 million won. Once again, insult and disruption can be up to 3 years of prison with hard labor and 7 million won fine. Public insult
I hope things work out
of a person is up to a year in jail with possibility of labor and fine of up to 2 million. But the victim has to file the police report. Best station is Songpa, where everybody is thoroughly sick of these two jackasses. That's from a lawyer in Korea. There are 9 at lunch. And I am authorizing them to buy lunch. So I'm going to pay for lunch. So everybody gets lunch on Legal Mindset today. All the people there will get a lunch. So I'm covering everybody, guys. I got lunch. Do you think I'm going to be able to afford it, guys? Do you think I can afford lunch today? Is that possible? If I'm going to be able to afford lunch for the Somali convention, I think I got it. It's on my tab. I think I got it today. I think me and the 20,000 of my bros here in the chat that joined today have got it.
He's showing off.
Don't drop the cabbage. Martin for 550 Hong Kong says, I wish you had a good and restful vacation. I did. I loved it. Great time on the islands in Thailand. I'm looking forward to my court hearing. The court hearing has been great. Rigo said, legal question, Andrew. If RK pleads not guilty in deepfakes and is found guilty, is he more likely to get a high sentence? Yes. He fucked up. And I'll talk about a little bit of this on the summary on how he fucked up. Because this is, and that's going to be probably a stream a little bit, like maybe I'll do one later tonight and like how he's fucked up, and I'm going to talk to the team a little bit more. But this is definitely a screw up on his part. He is showing he is not sorry for this, because think about it. He has no evidence of innocence. His lawyer said, I have no evidence of innocence, and he's still not sorry. So he's not even accepting responsibility for something he clearly did. He is clearly guilty of this. This sends him very towards the max sentence. Once again, there's no hard requirements in Korea, but there are things that make it worse and things that make it better. Him fighting this is not going to make it better. Kenneth Wallen says, Forrest Gump is a rocket scientist compared to RK. Yes. Duvraka says, what happens if he doesn't show up? That would be contempt of court, potentially. Mark Mono says, if he's late in contempt of court, will they bring him to jail? No, they will not. They will not. Dabham Martin Masterson says, Johnny Smalley is going to be the Jedi Master of Cabbages by the time he gets out. I don't even think he's going to show up. He did, and these are from earlier. Ryobi said, also Legal Mindset, where the cafe in Tokyo had to close down. And Mika and Neko collab and the nuisance streamers that got violent. Oh, there's a big problem with nuisance streamers in Asia. I am for all of them being punished. This is as huge says, what happens if RKI decided to not show up? They would not put warrants out. It would just be contempt of court. So that would be contempt of court if he ever doesn't show up. This includes for the next day. If he doesn't show up the next time, that is contempt of court. Any time when he's not showing up can be contempt of court because he knows when he's supposed to show up. Windanji says, watermark your screen if you're not getting credit for the clips. No, it's fine. I can also claim them if I really wanted to. If somebody was being a real jerk, I could claim them, but I want the news of this to spread. My goal is not personal fame. It is to convict Johnny Somali. I want Johnny Somali put away. That is my mission. This guy has come for me. He's come for my family. He's come for my friends. He's come for people in Korea. He's disrespected Korean people, Korean culture. He's attacked children.
Looks like
He's
the building
attacked
you're
women.
wanting.
He's
Oh,
attacked
wow, 40 hours
elderly
later-
women. He's gone after the judge's
40 hours
mother,
later for building
right?
a
He's threatened to stab me with
32
HIV,
flower
right? This guy is
building, 1,000
unhinged.
for building
He's a
a PC. So I
sicko.
guess
He's a pervert. He
the-
solicits minors
I
on
guess the
chat
final price, it was
screens.
too
He
much
calls
for
himself
fans.
the Diddy and the Epstein, right? He goes after minors repeatedly. He's a disgusting, horrible individual. Dreadwolf88 says, we cover anything related to Kirsha. I will, separate stream, off topic, but thank you for the chat. UA47 as a new member, welcome. Katie says, Katie Lepsos says, someone should give Johnny a cabbage-shaped soap bar. He's going to need it. What software are you using to display the super chats? I use StreamYard. Paul Davey as a new member, welcome. Pam says for 10, with a 4 p.m. start date, how much testimony could realistically place? Actually, it probably will be an hour or two. It might even be 3 hours. They will stay until it's done. I don't know if you know this about Korea. They stay until the work is done. So if the work needs to get done, they're going to stay. Mick Zulian says, hi, man, just arrived. You're going to upload a summary later? Yes, I am. There will be a fast facts summary version of all of this. I also may need to do like another recap stream just to get the important stuff in later. Bob for 20 says, the expats and immigrants all over the world are welcome in their countries because they respect and contribute. Exactly. To Hank, you got kicked out of the U.S. and supporting RK in South Korea when it caused nothing but harm. China wouldn't want you. I agree. Crappy J says, can we rename him to Ram Me? Call me Incel. It's still RKI, but similar. Well, he will be rammed. That is true. Jopie says, I think people are going to contribute to misunderstand, continue to misunderstand to prove innocence. To everybody, he's not assumed guilty. It's just he had nothing to submit as a basis for not guilty. Yes. Because he has no evidence, he's still presumed innocent, but all of the evidence indicates guilt. Therefore, it's almost assured that he will be found guilty. If you have no counter evidence, there is a 99.9999999% chance, unless the judge thinks it's all insanity, which, so who knows? Unless the judge has some weird thought, it's going to be a guilty verdict. Razor Wire Piercing says, thank you for covering the conviction team. And thank you for the conviction team for all their hard work. Yeah, thank you for Dr. Allwork, all them. They're out getting burejige. Let me see it. Let me show you guys some video or some footage of them. Everybody's saying thank you. They're all out together getting stuff. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I have a bunch of video. Later on, I'm going to get all of this video uploaded, and we will do a stream of the crash out later. The absolute devastated. I'm going to have to do it later tonight on Bangkok time, so it'll be kind of in the afternoon, evening. So we'll, or later on. So I'm going to collect all this stuff, all this video, and we're going to do a stream later on. So it'll be morning Eastern later on, going through all the crash out footage for you guys today and getting all that out there. It's epic. It's fucking epic. Zup Zaz says ROS for 100 says already covered him labeling the woman statue a prostitute. Will that bring legal coverage? No. Actually, that's more along the lines of free speech. Once again, you are allowed to say nasty, disgusting things. What you aren't allowed to do is to harm other people, harm other property, disrupt business. And that's what he does. Egg says, you think I could get a seat? Yes, go. You could stand, too. Chef Pat says, cheers to RKI for having a shitty day. Yeah, cheers. Hunt Weirds for 5 says, will he have a better chance of fighting the case with a public defender? He lost the public defender. PerkTube says, Duxanor says, if RK can get his fingers in the mouth, they're dropped. That's made up, but that's very cute. Mike Larteta says, hoping he gets guilty on every charge on August 13th. Me too. Meow-chan said, remember, everyone, you can despise a person, but don't hate someone. Hating someone implies their opinion matters. Exactly. A dongshib in South Korea means to stick your fingers up someone's butt. It's a weird game. Kids play it. Isabel Duncan for $7.99 says, like roast cabbage. Looks like roast cabbage is on the menu. Kim says, does South Korea have a concurrent sentence or will he have? No, what they do is they put them all together and they give one number and you serve that number. So they lump them all together in one number. Chris Overstreet says, great coverage. I was on the edge of my seat. Thanks, Andrew and the Convictions team. My pleasure. Frauditor Wash
lot
for
of people
10
were
says, does
posting
South
about
Korea
how
have early
ridiculous it
parole?
is
What do
to
you
claim
think will
she
happen
refused
when he
to
returns to
build
the
it,
U.S.? Well,
but
we'll
she said she
see.
paid out of
He
pocket,
may
but
not
she
get
didn't
back
have
to the U.S. for 10 years or more.
I mean,
So I'm
it's
going to
her
tell the
money, she
conviction
can decide
team
how
that
much
they
she
are
wants to
welcome
spend on
for lunch.
voting. I think that's very
And
reasonable. They're
thanks
trying to take
for
advantage
the
of her.
help. So thanks
Yeah,
for all those
that's good.
guys. They did
Like,
an
she knew to say
awesome,
no.
awesome job. I may have to video call. Actually, you know what? Should we do that live right now? I'm gonna video call the conviction team. Fuck it. Let's do it live. Let's do it live. Jane Headratch says, this has been a constant enjoyment for my friends and I. Keep up the good coverage. Awesome. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it live. We're gonna call him. We're gonna call him right now. Okay. Let's do a live call here. Let's do a live call here. I'm not gonna show that. I'm just gonna talk with him here, but let's do it live. Oh, that's in case you guys are on the cacao. Gabe, how's the Bude Jjigae? Hey everybody, we're still live. We got you guys had 20,000. You guys had 20,000 people watching you today. So, anybody in that photo know that you got. I'm not showing this. I'm just showing the back of the phones just in case. But you had 20,000 people. So thank you guys for being there. Appreciate that. Thanks for all the video on the crash out. I'm going to probably show that one later when I get it uploaded, but everybody loved it. So it was much appreciated. Yeah.
So excited. Imagine having streamers like VTuber as regular customers for custom PC building.
He was not smiling.
Very bad business decision. They should have done whatever they could to.
Oh, he did a wink. Who did he wink at? Who did he wink at?
I guess.
Ulrich?
Long-term thinking wasn't their priority.
Okay. Well, I mean, Ulrich is sexy, so I can understand why he would wink at him. Hank, did he say anything in the courtroom or did he wait till he got outside? Okay. Were you scared? Did he scare you? I think it's because he realizes he's going to have to house Johnny until August, and I think he thought he was going to get him out before that. Like, that's a lot of food he's going to have to pay for that guy, like soju and whatever the hell else he's on. Yeah. Did he react when they said August 13th? Did you see any facial reaction when he said the date? Confused. The lawyer didn't sign the document. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah, very professional. It really shows his level of professionality that he could sign a document. That the guy couldn't sign a document. He did not. Hold on, that's new news. Hold on. The lawyer, I don't know if the chat can hear me. Okay, so what they're telling me right now is the lawyer did not have the whole case file before. You got to be fucking kidding me right now. Okay, so the victim, Bong Bong, had a copy of the record, and Johnny's lawyer didn't have it. He responded without actually. So his lawyer wrote a response without having the case file. Think about that for 2 seconds. He wrote a response without having the case file.
What did I do?
Okay, so okay, let me ask this, and I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
When they said, hold on, one last thing. When they said they were like, because you told me that he said he didn't have any proof of innocence. When they asked about the deepfake, there was no proof of innocence. Is that kind of how he? I don't know.
Wait, he said I don't know?
We have to get back to you. Okay, we have to get back to you. I don't know. We have to get back to you. Okay, got it. Okay. So. Got it. So, guys, especially Gabe, how long do you think it's going to go? 4 p.m. Do you think it's going to be an hour long, 2 hours long? How long do you think it's going to be on the? How long? No. The trial on August 13th. The trial on August 13th. 4 or 5 hours starting at 4 p.m. It'll go to 9 p.m.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I didn't think it was going to go that late.
I need a moment to just sit and do nothing. Because
Oh, that's going to be fucking crazy.
I think I finished the basic stuff.
Holy shit, that's going to be wild.
Oh,
All right, well, we're going to
no,
talk about
I
that
haven't
later.
done the
I
tail.
will catch up with. I'm going to let these guys finish, guys. They're eating lunch. I'm going to let them finish. I'm not going to disrupt them. Thank you,
Okay,
guys. Hey, appreciate
I'll make
everybody in the
the
team. Thank you so
tail.
much. I'll see you in Korea. See everybody there. I'll meet everybody next time. See you. All right. That's from the
Yeah.
Kamali Adventure team. They're all eating Buddha jjigae, which is the
Oh,
army
gosh. Okay.
army stew
So I have to make the tail.
over there. Some of them were not on
And
the
then
photo, so they didn't give me consent to
saw
show their image. So I didn't want to dox
there's
them.
an
Once again,
add-on
unlike Somali, I
for
respect
Live
people and I
2D
respect
where
their
you
privacy
can,
and their images.
Have the character use a game
and their
controller,
anonymity.
which I was thinking
so,
about
just,
doing.
Just FYI on that one. But we'll have more stuff later. So we're going to have a 4 to 5 hour trial. Imagine doing this play-by-play to 4 to 5 hours. That's going to
Okay,
be the
I'm
most
gonna-
crazy stuff ever
Gonna see
in
what
court
ideas I
on
bring
that
to-
day. That's going to be insane for the 11th. Insanity. Kid Loco gifted 1 Legal Mindset membership. Thank you so much for that. Ouye he says, I'll be in Korea 8 to 17. Maybe I'll try to go. You should go. You know where it's going to be. Isabel says, this is what happens when you have a sugar daddy for your legal advisor. Yeah, it's not good when you have your bro / lover as your legal advice. It's not good. Big Dave 377 says, if you get Stephen He, make sure he slaps down a head of cabbage for a bit. Appreciate the coverage and RKI Conviction team. Can you get some emotional damage? I'll give you one because I don't want to do too much. How about an emotional cabbage?
Forget to do.
Emotional cabbage. Voice of Stephen He. Absolute Zero said RKI
forgot
wasn't
to
released
make
to
a
the
tongue.
world. He fucking escaped. Mixanti
do
said
that
legal
right
strategy. I wonder what the time limit is on violent offenses. Probably has a better chance to tax the cabbages after conviction. He hasn't done anything physically violent. So at this point, we don't have physical violence. If we did, he would be locked up. If he did, we would. Korea is not to the point where they let people free who've done physical violence. They don't do that. Revenant for 250 Philippine pesos says, South Korea legal mindset. This is cinema level entertainment. The best gift a stranger can give. Thank you. No, thank you for the support of the channel. By the way, the biggest thing you guys can do is like the content, share it out there. That helps out. Super Burger says, I have a problem only Archive can solve. I need more cabbages for my burger. Get it, Ramsey. All right. 225 here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to get as much as I can get here. But I
What
will.
does a cat tongue look like?
I will do another 30 minutes of going through these, and to go as far as I can go, and then we'll wrap it because I need to get a summary out here and a bunch of other stuff. It's been great. It's been insane. We're at 250K subscribers. It's been an insane journey, guys. So much information here, almost an information overload, I would say, trying to get this stuff out to you guys. But we did it here live. On the Legal Mindset, and once again, I've been set for
I think something simple is
this
okay.
and kind of set up to go through the entire trial and follow every single detail. And I'm going to update my PowerPoint as well. So here we go. This is now updated, new information. So we now have an update on the trial. It is the 13th. I know some places have falsely reported that as the 11th because I made a mistake and they were too quick. At 4 p.m., we're looking at 4 to 5 hours of testimony. So I'm going to get an update that has all the accurate information out. Don't worry, in a shorter version, but we're going to get that today. Natasha said, on this episode, will he be there early? Will he be on time? Will he be late and gay? Stay tuned. We know what happened. Sakoshi and Shoulder said, Johnny's bum going to get all crummy in the cabbage field. Sister Lucha said, good morning, live from the courtroom. 250,000 subs, too. Congrats. Thank you, guys. McCanty said, sorry, I meant violent threats. If he makes a violent threat, yes, that is a crime. That is definitely a crime. Jill says, for 269 Swedish krona, in Asia, people typically make peace signs and pictures. Yeah, I do it all the time. In the UK and Australia, if you turn your hand around and make a reverse peace sign, it means F off. So the archive conviction team pictures made me chuckle. Well, they're in Asia. They can do it the Asian way. Joseph Halley says for $4.99 from an Ethiopian RKI is seen as a disgrace. He really showing Koreans why Korea has the maximum. Shout out to the conviction team. Shout out to those guys. Rayobi said, reminder, RKI and Hanky Poo never bite the hank that fingers you, or something like that. Show you. This is obligatory insanity plea explanation with the deepfakes. Also, you owe the swear jar 12 times. I keep track. Swear jar century. 12 times? I have to pay 1,200 baht? No, it's 20 baht each time. Hold on. It's going to be a lot of baht. What is that? That 140 baht into the swear jar. Okay. Meow-chan says, do people have to press charges in order to testify? Hopefully everyone speaks slowly to drag out the testimony. At this point, they can testify as they want to. It's up to the prosecutor to ask as many questions as they want and to drag it out as much as they want. But what the story they are going to try to tell at the next trial, when the witnesses come forward, the victims come forward, they're going to try to tell the story about the anguish, the reputation, the hurt, the damage that was done by this deepfake to these people's reputation, and also how many people have seen it. Millions of people have seen it. Millions of people have seen this. In fact, I'm happy, and I may get in contact with them. If they need me as a witness to testify as to the impact of this, I am happy to testify in this as to the social media impact of the deepfakes, which, I'm very qualified as kind of the Somali expert witness. I am happy to testify as to saying that at this point, the deepfakes have been spread over the internet because of people covering Somali and because other channels haven't censored them. And shout out to some other channels do a good job, but some other channels, they inadvertently break Korean law by showing the deepfake. So these deepfakes have been seen by millions of people. Millions of people. It's nuts. It's nuts. Okay. Is it military service? Yes. He has dodged it by acting like a student. That's how he dodged it. Chudtopia said, do you think the next one will get delayed? I'd love to go, but it's only a week before I leave Korea. No, it will not be delayed. It will not be delayed. It's so far out, I don't think it'll be delayed. Up for Ellie says, selfishly, I hope you don't attend a lot of them. Today's Play by Play with Cinema. I may try to work out something where I am in Korea and I do a play-by-play from Korea, but then I meet everybody afterwards for breakdown. So maybe we'll try to work something else because I like doing the play-by-play. And maybe here's another one. I will have somebody on. I will go to the trial and I will be there, and I will have somebody on my channel who's doing the channel for me and who's giving you the play-by-play. Urik says, my birthday happens to be on August 11th, and I have something to look forward to. That's awesome. Well, it's now August 13th, but it's still all right. Digital Lee says, I just caught the stream. I'm late. I have become the very thing I ridicule you for. I am the scuff. We're all the scuff. Drifting Cat says, so our hero, Hanky Boo-Boo, going to have a breakup with his GF RKI sooner or later in Korean drama style. I think it may happen. Elpire Ava says, would you say Hank was coping and seething? Indeed he was. Sister Lucha says, Hank and RKI can hold hands and pick cabbages together. Sammy Head, is there a possibility the judge can change since the next trial's in August? No, judges are going to be in for 2 years. Let's see. Eric says, what do you think the odds are RKI crashes out and rides a sewer slide because he is convicted? I don't think he's going to do anything too crazy, but he will probably stream and say some dumb stuff. Puffster says, stream yourself drinking a beer for every year he gets. I'll join you. That'd be a good contest. A shot for every year he gets. Enigma Crunch says, can he be sentenced for the charges he pled guilty for before the deepfake trial ends? No. The sentencing happens all at once. Dino Rar says, it's 9:25 p.m. in New York. Been watching the live with my mom. We love your coverage of the archive crash out. Keep it going. I don't plan on stopping. I'm going to be watching this thing to the end. For Hong Kong 78 says, congrats on 258. We get an LED sign to celebrate it. I know a guy. Do you? Contact me if you know a guy. That'd be cool. Sailor Moon says, Andrew, I'm sorry. I'm late. I apologize. Well, welcome. There will be a summary out. Don't worry. Isabel says, if Legal Mindset testifies, RK will lose it. He's going to lose it when I'm there. See, there's a balance. I want to do these play-by-plays, guys. I really love doing it. And clearly you guys loved it. We had 20,000 people in the chat. But I do like triggering RKI, so it's a fine balance here. Profane says, for 5, can the Korean courts add even more charges at this point? Yes. Hi, Dragonstar says, you need a scout outside to get play-by-play outside the courtroom, or one in the courtroom for what's going on inside. Exactly.
I keep forgetting about
Bob Doodle says, is there a way to see the trial live? No. They do not film them. So there's no way I can watch it on live. This is the best you're going to get, is a play-by-play that I'm going to call out for you radio style. That's the best you're going to get, because they do not allow video recording, and I am not going to break the rules. We're doing everything legally. Angle Chase says, I'm still catching up. I think it's afternoon because trials usually take a very long time. No, this is only going to be, it's only a plea hearing, so it was very short. But for this next one in August, that could take 5 hours because of direct and cross, yes. Enzo says, I'm surprised someone like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Amy Goodman, or other pathetic race hustlers haven't advocated for his release, because he is not truly following any cause. He is not left or right. He's not anything. Fear says, for 1498 Singapore, thanks for all the coverage, Andrew. Here's to hoping RK gets RKO'd in the Korean justice system. I agree. Mick Ante says, well, God bless you, sir. You're the right kind of chaotic, good, and righteous the world needs. Hope you eat and sleep well, too. I'm going to have to do that here in just a second. I'm going to get 3 more, and then I'm going to have to bounce here, guys, because I really need to get a summary out. Steve C says, I see we're finally getting to the find out part. We indeed are. Professor of Junk and Treasures says Ramsey was calm because he's scared. Hank is angry because he has to support him longer. And I'll get this last one here. Last 2. Bob Doodle says, how do you know what's going on inside the courtroom if you're not there? I have live updates from the Somali conviction team. We have about half a dozen official people that I have given money to attend, travel funds, other stuff, that are there on the Somali conviction team. And they do various work, like Dr. Ulrich does translating. We have another guy who is on the, communicating with me. We have other folks there that are also collecting data, taking notes, taking videos. So we got lots of folks there on the Somali conviction team. So we know everything that's happening. We also have people, we have spies inside of Ramsey's camp. We know everything going on. We have all of his court records. I know everything about the RKI case. Kid Loco said, holy panties, I missed 1 hour, but it's good. I remembered August 13th is going to be a fun day. No more, not for Mr. Cabbage. Let's dance. Yes, it is not going to be a good one for that. Also, I'll look at this last one. RW for 99 says RK plus cabbage equals spoiled kimchi. All right, guys, on that note, let me get to making a summary for this, for those that may have missed it, been late. I know I have a lot of chats I didn't get, but I'll try to see if I can find a way to kind of make up for that on a separate time, or maybe a member stream. But I need to make sure I get a condensed version out for everybody. It's been amazing. It's been great. Stay based, guys. Thank you. And remember, today, Ramsey and Hank are 100%.
You are hoping to see them. You just can't believe what you're seeing. Yes, you're hoping to see them. The truth it is all day, and now you are more than you're hoping so hard. Hoping you see them. See this.
Okie dokie dokie. Oh, now I can put something else on. Here, let's see. What is there to watch? What should I put on? Yay! Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think the eyes are kind of big, but at the same time, it is like a cartoony character. Ugh! Okay, maybe I should work on the eyes. I look weird. Ah. Also, in the original sketch, I have like these face marks. Okay, I think I'll add those. Okay, first, let's see. What is there to watch? Ooh, video about Dokibird by Hirohei.
So there's this channel.
Let's see.
So there's this channel, Catliente, but the channel's Cat in Chat. But I guess she goes by Catliente, something like that. I don't know. What I do know is that she recently made a video that's almost 2 hours long going after Dokibird. And the results of this video are really not going well for Catliente. It seemed like at first the comments were filled with people who seemed to dislike Dokibird and praising the video, many people alleging that these are in fact Niji sisters, and that very well may be the case. Regardless, at this point in time, a lot of people have looked further into this video. It's gotten outside the circle of these so-called Niji sisters and are picking the video apart for a lot of misrepresentations and things like that, including Dokibird herself, who has refuted this video with a Google Doc. And so, yeah, ultimately the point being, this stuff is not going well for Catliente, for Cat in Chat. So here's the plan. We're going to play parts of Cat's almost 2 hour long video.
Okay, now it
parts
looks like
where
it's
she's
wearing eyeliner,
essentially making her strongest points from what I saw. Then we'll take a look at what Dokibird has to say in response. And you're welcome to agree or disagree with me, but the vibe that I'm getting from this video and from Cat is that she's really trying to like drag this whole thing out, make this video as long as possible for the sake of getting as much ad revenue as possible off Doki's name.
This is tea so piping hot. None of you guys have actually heard about it before because it has not been posted anywhere. This is about a big VTuber.
Oh no, I hate this girl.
And a charity stream that Doki had hosted over a year ago.
It's such a weird way to start the video. Like, oh, this tea is so
yeah,
piping hot.
She talks about
It's just got like a weird
She talks about artists and AI, I think. But it's just very bland content. Like, this is if I'm desperate, I have no other choice to find something to watch. But I don't like her voice. I don't know. I don't like her videos. I'm not surprised she went after Dokibird.
Mean Girls, petty gossip, drama vibe to it. So it totally makes sense that this is the sort of video that Niji sisters would love.
It's actually crazy how bad
Artists don't like AI. Everyone claps.
Like,
yep, I think that's her audience. That's what she's trying to get that audience. But
how is this?
I don't know. I think she's kind of shallow.
That your team screwed up. We're a totally different legal entity from the old company. The old company had no official agreements with you, and the new company is looking into this and also have no agreements with you, let alone take over things of the old company. To this day, the artist has not been compensated for their labor, nor has the bidder received a PC. And it appears there's a new builder who is doing the build for free. I made this document, so I want to make sure I'm covering this correctly.
So this is kind of like a false premise. The action of making a document in of itself doesn't mean that you're covering something correctly. She's trying to frame it in the beginning, at least in my opinion, to try and make it seem like, oh, this is so legit, I even made this document. Now, if you want to argue that making the document can help you present what you're saying more easily and better, okay. But again, the document in itself does not mean that you're covering this correctly, especially when, as many people are alleging now, this seems like information was fed to her by people who just don't like Dokibird to begin with, may even be supporters of Niji Sanji, and some of the people that were trying to go after her when she was Selen and all that stuff, and have been going after her since then.
Is this real? Unfortunately, it is.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah, from the person who seems so eager to spill this tea. Oh, this tea's piping hot. Oh, it's so unfortunate that I have to cover this and make this document.
My source is that I made it.
I'm covering this correctly.
I think
okay,
so.
dude.
So, the context is Dokibird hosted an auction that ended March 3rd, 2024 for a custom-built PC designed by the artist, with the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation being the charity of choice for the Tiltify. If you guys don't know Tiltify, it is a charity platform in which auctioners can go and sign up on the platform, host charity auctions on there, and then it will pay directly out to the charity of choice. In this case, the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation.
Okay, so over an hour into this thing, she begins to summarize her points. We'll get to that in a second. You can see there's these sections. The tea is piping hot, the intro that we played a portion of, then the management mayhem, the management shuffle, you should have donated it, quote unquote. The guilt trip begins. The budget gets weirder. And then from about 57 minutes all the way to about an hour and 50, just say like about an hour, she has this section, Doki responds and deflects. It's going over like a bunch of Discord messages, allegedly from Dokibird to other people, including managers.
Wow, she's
etc.,
really trying to paint her
etc..
as the bad guy.
So yeah, now we'll watch a portion of this where, as I mentioned, she kind of summarizes what she's trying to get at here.
For a good cause. It's for charity. Again, donating money to charity doesn't keep the lights on in the artist's house. Donating money to
She
charity
reminds
does
me
not
of those
keep food
Twitch
on the artist's
streamers
table. You can't guilt trip the
that are-
artist, try to make the
what's
artist
the word?
donate something to
Pleasing
charity
each other?
when this entire situation was
Oh,
built
what's this?
upon the idea the artist was going to be compensated fairly for their service of the PC build. Like, it just reads to me like you don't want to pay.
So you got to be crazy or disingenuous or both to think that Dokibird would not want to compensate an artist fairly. What this comes off to me, and this is only going to be further amplified with what we're going to watch next as Kat continues rather, is that someone was trying to take advantage of Dokibird, was trying to weasel Dokibird out of like more money than she really should have fairly paid. And of course Dokibird was hesitant to pay that money. Why would she want to be taken for a ride like that? It's completely understandable that she wouldn't want to be. And to my understanding, by the way, what Kat is referring to as an artist is specifically this person who seems to have been hired to work on building a PC. And this PC build, according to Dokibird's statement, was ranging from at first like $6,000 USD, then $8,000, then $12,000, then like $14,000, and Dokibird saying that there was no consistent rationale, which goes back to what I said.
Doki's the
It
last
seems
person
like
I think
someone
of to
was
have
really
that
trying to
problem.
take advantage of
Yeah.
Dokibird here, perhaps even multiple people.
Like I said, what happened, right? What happened is there is a big, hot, steaming pile of crap because people dropped the ball. Who dropped the ball doesn't matter. Now there's a big, stinking pile of poop that somebody needs to clean up. And the responsibility to clean it
I don't think
is
it's this
Doki,
girl.
and Doki doesn't want to do it.
Okay, first of all, disgusting analogy. Second of all, as mentioned, this really seems like people were trying to take advantage of Doki, but Kat's here trying to frame it as Doki's responsibility, which would therefore mean it's Doki's responsibility to let people take advantage of her. That's ridiculous. That's such a bad point.
I get morally it can feel weird to pay more than what the charity got. That is an inevitable situation that could happen based on how this charity was set up. Is it Doki's fault it ended up like this? Partially. She should have known because she should have double checked the charity before it went live. But overall, manager 1 screwed up. Regardless though, now we have a bidder who is out 6.6k USD for a PC, and an artist who has been communicating for months on end trying to sort this out, and nothing has happened. And the artist is wasting all of their time. And still, no talks of payment, because it's
Who
all I
dropped the
hear
ball?
is,
Does
how
it
can I not
matter?
pay the artist? That's what it sounds
Is
like.
that how
So
contracts
Dokibird's response covers all this stuff very well, which we'll take a look at
Yeah, I
very
don't
soon
understand
here.
this.
Essentially, though, the PC
I don't-
build was
I don't think
apparently
this girl knows
the
she
people who
knows what
built the
she's
PC
saying.
were claiming this took around 120 hours of labor, apparently, and then saying that they had evidence, a time-lapse video specifically,
Her
of
dog just
the
had
build
surgery
to
too,
prove
yeah.
this amount of
She had
labor
a lot
onto
on her
it.
plate.
When Dokibird and her team asked to see the
So,
evidence, they aren't given the
why
evidence. The
blame
evidence is
her?
not provided. So let's just kind of condense this really quick. This is my understanding of what's happening so far.
I mean,
So, Doki holds an auction for
I
various
still don't fully understand the
Doki-themed merchandise,
full context, but
and all
what I understand,
the money from the auction will be donated to charity.
it's
one
the
of-
company that just kept raising the prices without any reason other than to just get money out of Doki's pocket. And then everyone's blaming Dokibird? Ay, ay, ay.
One of those items is a custom Doki-themed PC build, and that's the core of the issue here is the PC build, of course. And so the auction completes. The PC build isn't done yet, but the auction completes, and that money is then supposed to go to charity. And it sounds like the artist had initially agreed, like, this price is sufficient for the PC build and all that. So it's supposed to all be good. But as the build is being completed for the auction winner to get, the PC build company or person, however you want to put it, the person building the PC, people building the PC, keep raising the price. Like, hey, Doki, it's actually not 6,000.
most people
It's
didn't
actually
blame her.
8,000.
Just people
Wait,
like
wait,
this
it's not
and the
actually
Ninja
8,000. It's
sisters
12,000. No,
looking for
no.
what to use on her.
It's actually 14,000. And Doki asked for
Oh,
evidence,
okay.
which they said they had,
People
and then they
looking
refuse
for
to
trouble.
provide the evidence.
The artist then sends an
Like Team
updated
Rocket.
invoice where 3,800 British pounds is
Do they
discounted
look for
off the
trouble?
cost, making the total build
Oh, they
price
are the trouble.
8,622. So you can see that right here. And then the artist says that amount of my services already rendered, that's gone to charity. And then Doki says, like I said earlier, this is almost 5,000 more than what the charity ended with, which is what made me uncomfortable, as I really believe the charity amount should be closer. I was open if it was $1,000 more, but this is what makes me uncomfortable. Okay, also, privileged take. Maybe I am
Privileged
also
take.
being a privilege. If your die-hard hill you're dying on is that the charity received less money than the product, then you pay for both to fix the situation. Like, in the best case scenario, this is the
Yeah.
way to right all the wrongs that happened. Is it your fault?
Yeah,
it
Jesse and
happened?
James wouldn't do something like
Mostly
this.
no. But now it's happened. We have a bunch of people being strung along this long. If this is the hill you're dying on, if the PC build is $8,600 and the buyer donated $6,600, again, wrong currencies, right? But like roughly estimating, you donate $4,000 to charity to make up the difference that the charity didn't get, and you pay for the PC. That is the best scenario. I don't know how much you have to say it, like how many times you need to write it out. It's not gonna change it. Doki and Manager 3 over and over again says, oh, this is like way more than what the charity ended with. Da 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 da. Doesn't matter. It happened. It's now happened. The charity is over. The charity received 6.6 thousand USD, and the PC build is gonna cost at least 10,000 USD. Those are two facts. So now how are we going to fix it?
Well, actually, it's funny you ask, because apparently this thing was already resolved, and you're the one bringing it up again, trying to make Doki look as bad as you possibly can, and make like a 2-hour-long video trying to get a bunch of ad revenue off Doki's name. So that's the Cat
Yeah, that's
Liente
what it
part.
seems
Let's
like.
take a look at Doki's response to that video. She says, full statement on the charity auction and recent allegations. To everyone following the situation regarding the charity auction, I want to address the claims that have been circulating, particularly in a recent video. This has been an incredibly difficult experience, but I believe the full story deserves to be heard. First and foremost, I accept that the handling of this auction item was far from ideal. I want to sincerely apologize to those impacted, especially the winner, for the delays and the confusion. And I tremendously appreciate the patience and support the winner has shown me. I take responsibility for how things unfolded, but I also need to be transparent about the challenges that were taking place behind the scenes, many of which have not been shared publicly until now. I feel that it's time I share this with everyone, as I have come to terms with what has occurred in summer. At the time this auction was concluding, I was in the middle of a serious and distressing transition. My previous management team had taken full control of my brand, and I was actively working with lawyers and police to reclaim ownership of Dokibird. During this time, was also forced to move out of my home under police supervision, a situation so severe it required formal reports and the help of personal friends and staff. It was during this incredibly turbulent time that the charity item fell into the hands of my team while I was trying to survive and restart my
There are
life from the
different
ground
types
up.
of
I won't go into too
contracts.
much detail,
That would
but
have
the
Doki
screenshot is a
paying for
snapshot of
labor,
how bad it was.
Overages up
Doki
to a
saying,
limit.
She
It's
just
on the
left, but I
builder
only have a
to
small
estimate
window of
the
time
cost,
to
and they
leave the
have to follow
apartment
through
before she comes back.
regardless. Yeah,
Are the
that
police
makes
coming?
sense.
Because I won't be home when they do.
You can't just keep
Someone says
changing
exit the apartment,
the
they're almost there.
agreement.
Doki says
Even
I'm
if it's a
packing up
verbal
right now to
agreement,
leave.
right?
Someone says grab a charger, officers calling you, and please let me know if everything is okay. So to be fair, my team and I were under a lot of pressure. We still came out of this and had to immediately start to pick up the pieces of the business. And during this time, there was no attempt from the other side to follow up or reach out after the initial silence. My staff wasn't
learning
sure how to
stuff.
proceed, and I truthfully was overwhelmed and unable to manage the situation while trying to reestablish basic stability in my personal and professional life. Got another message here. Redacted saying, hey Doki, there's a metric ton of
Angry
work that's still
eyebrows.
unfinished and unaddressed, and as much as I'd like to give the room to let you settle in the move, stuff needs to get done. We can't keep pushing things back. It's already unprofessional that things have been delayed this long. The charity auction still has multiple items that need addressing, the most important being the custom PC, which has still made no progress, and I've received another inquiry as to where the plan for it is. Bottom line is there needs to be a new builder arranged, or at least a budget of 6.6k USD allocated to either build the thing or reimburse the bidder in full. The document continues. Eventually I
I
stepped
don't know,
back
like
in personally to
extortion.
handle the PC build when it became clear it was dragging on too long. I contacted the builder myself and was informed of a prior medical emergency. Still no follow-up ever came from them afterward, despite months passing, and I had to
'Cause the
initiate
thing is, I
contact
could
again.
do a video
As for the
game
auction process itself, the starting bid was always
controller, but I
intended to
don't
reflect
usually
the
use
cost of the
controllers when
item.
I'm at my
This was standard
desktop.
across all auction pieces, and many artists
So
we
I
work
don't
with
think
can
I'd even
confirm this.
use that feature.
I was confused when the PC build kept increasing in quoted price from 6k to 8k to 12k, then 14k, with no consistent rationale. I even offered to pay more than the original bid due to the delays, but the shifting figures and eventual threat of daily penalties for missing an already arbitrary deadline left me overwhelmed and unsure if I could continue the partnership. Yeah, that sounds extremely
Cat doesn't like
suspicious.
extortion.
Extremely trying to take advantage of you. Oh yeah, if you don't pay, we got daily penalties too. The builder provided irrational hours in the time log, asking for obscene amounts and services we never
what else
agreed
can you
on.
do?
Oh, it just gets worse. What the frick? Eventually, I was told I'd owe a 4K cancellation fee, yet I had not agreed to any finalized scope or cost. There was no contract signed between me, DokiBird, and them directly. Here's one of the
Ooh.
quotes they sent us. Okay, so let me actually remove myself.
Okay, that
so
looks
we
more
can see the
sad
hardware specs
or
there,
worried
then
than
the
anything, but
cost that they're
maybe
charging for all that, the notes breaking down the specific parts that
I
those
could
are.
make it more.
Then the total amount of
obvious
parts
with editing.
they're estimating about $3,900, and then total labor $6,300. But there's also this pre-project labor estimate section, which is another $4,700. So you got like $11,000 worth of labor that they're trying to charge here, which is insane. Okay, so continuing. And the timesheet they claim to have accumulated already for 120 hours. Bro,
oh, so
no
undoing
way.
doesn't change
Which
the
my staff and I found untruthful.
visibility.
Yeah, especially when I was not shown any proof of labor. We requested if there was a way to provide us proof, which was then also
toggles
ignored.
for OBS layers with keyboard
So then we
and
got
mouse
this
drawing tablet.
calculator simplified timesheet. Throughout this, I asked for one thing multiple times, a
Ooh, that's a
time-lapse
good
video of the
point.
PC build
Drawing
that was
tablet.
drafted, which the
I didn't
builder
think of that.
themselves had originally said existed. They told us it existed, and I
Oh.
asked if I could see it, but I was then ignored. I even stated in writing that I would pay the full amount, no questions asked. Hey guys, okay, it sounds kind of crazy, but just show me that video you guys say that you have, and I'll pay it. It's fine. Just show me the video. Never sends the video. Despite multiple requests by me and my staff via email, it was never delivered. At this point, the builder's behavior was showing bad faith to me, the buyer. Doki, DM.
Wonder, okay,
We've
I'm just
requested
gonna
these
take a
items
second to
multiple times
look
in
up
various emails
the,
and DMs, and you have stated that you would provide them, but we still have yet to receive the items.
drawing
We
tablet
said that we are willing to
add-on.
provide compensation if these items were provided, so we do not understand why this has been ignored multiple times. Yeah, I wonder why. Almost like they're lying about things. Then we got this email from Doki's team to the PC build people, presumably. They say, "We have never agreed or communicated on any pricing of anything for you to make a quote for us, and that this would be a chargeable service. No other company does this, and you did not make it clear to us that you are charging us for this as a service in any way, shape, or form when we reached out to you in
Ooh.
2025. You did not inform us that every time we interact, it would be charged. You claimed to have worked in the past before 2025 with DokiBird Production Incorporated on things regarding a mock-up created about a year ago, and that you wish to get paid for those services provided, and that item isn't on your timesheet and wasn't charged. This raises even more questions on our end because you stated that mock-up was the work that was being charged for until you added the other items later with no
Ooh.
tangible proof wrapped up as services that weren't communicated that this would cost money or further discussed, signed, or approved on. You've also disappeared for 6 months without notifying us in the beginning until 2 different managements gave up talks with you. Meanwhile, they're like still charging for the 6 months that they were MIA. I say that in like slight jest, but that's kind of like what it looks like. What the frick, dude? It's like making up stuff to like charge them for. We also, yeah, what did they go on vacation and try and get Doki to pay
Okay,
for
how
that?
do
Like, oh yeah,
I-
this was totally our labor. Right. We also still have yet to receive the time-lapse video, which we
How
requested
do I
multiple
make
times. And you have stated you would provide it to us.
Ooh.
If you do not have the time-lapse video, then please tell us the truth that you do not have the video. Then came 2 incredibly personal accusations that crossed the line for me, that I was quote-unquote pocketing charity money,
Cursor
and that I did this for a
tracking
tax write-off.
software?
These were not only false, but deeply hurtful. All the
What
money
would
from the
that
bids went
be?
directly to the charity through Tiltify. I paid artists out of pocket, included shipping and production costs, and in some cases even covered or increased their rates myself. To be accused of using this for personal gain was crushing, especially as someone who has consistently tried to share what I have with others. Due to how emotionally charged the situation became, I chose to step away and let my team manage it more professionally. I was on a rare, long-awaited
Okay, in the
vacation at the
meantime,
time,
I
while also
can-
suffering from severe food poisoning and
I
still
can
trying to
draw
resolve
it-
the situation
I
behind the
can draw a
scenes. This was
tablet.
well documented on stream and on social media.
And a
Anyone who
pen?
knows me knows I rarely take time off. This was a trip to
And then I
Japan
can
for my
figure that out
first
later,
LAN
maybe.
Apex event, which had been planned for months. Look at me sound like a fool calling it LAN. I know LAN, local area network. Okay, moving on. Eventually, I worked with a new PC builder using my height case. I upgraded all the parts at my own expense and tried to spend nearly $10K to deliver what was promised. Unfortunately, Amazon canceled my parts order shortly before the winner's travel date, meaning we could no longer deliver the PC in time. At that point, the winner and I mutually agreed that I would send
Okay.
them 7.5K to build their own non-themed
Maybe I'll
PC.
quickly draw
We considered the
that,
matter resolved. It
and
sucks that it did go
then
down like that and they didn't get their
I'll finish
jokey
for
themed
today, and
PC,
I'll-
but a
maybe I'll keep
$7,500
going
bucks to
tomorrow.
build their own non-themed PC. I
Let's
mean,
see,
they're gonna
let's
have like
see.
such a freaking high-end build. Like that's That's going to be a crazy good PC. Oh my gosh,
Just gonna
dude.
check on the street.
And we can see this part here. 2 days later, the video was posted,
Okie
that being the
dokie.
Caliente one, I believe. After the payment had already been made and the issue had been settled, the video description and pinned comment were edited after the fact to say I had paid the auction winner, but it falsely implied I only did so of public pressure. Are you kidding me? That's so scummy. What is Caliente thinking, dude? We'll take a look at that pinned comment. It could be edited again at this point in time, but we'll take a look at it in a second, or after this document. Then we got the screenshot of the $7,500 being sent via PayPal, and the document says, I didn't screenshot anything from our conversations
Okay,
in the
it would
Discord
be
group
like
because I had hoped to resolve this privately without dragging it into the public eye. But in hindsight, that was
around
naive.
here?
I've always tried to avoid public conflict, but now I'm being forced to defend myself from a one-sided narrative. The pain cuts deeper when I see people claiming I didn't want to pay because it was the
Okay, I'll
most
just
expensive
sketch
item.
this
That's
first.
not true. I've paid for other auction items valued even higher, and this was never about avoiding payment. I was about trying to navigate an increasingly confusing, emotionally fraught, and mismanaged situation in the middle of one of the hardest years of my life. For context, I've always tried to treat the artists I work with fairly. Sometimes I pay late because I'm overwhelmed or unwell, and as my community knows, I've faced numerous health and personal challenges lately, but I always pay. I've covered
Wait.
late fees, offered bonuses, and donated to artists in need. To now be accused of being manipulative or exploitative after everything I've given, financially and emotionally, is devastating. I'm not perfect, I get emotional, I talk from the heart, not always from a business-only place, and yes, I should have kept some personal matters out of these conversations, that's on me, but I'm only one person trying to keep everything afloat. To be called a manipulator or gaslighter when all I've done is try to fix things, learn, and grow is deeply unfair.
Spud
This
tablet?
entire experience has broken my heart. The
Let's
statement
see.
was not something I ever wanted to write, but after being repeatedly asked to say something, quote-unquote, and after having personal
Oh, I
pain used for public
recognize this.
drama, I felt exploited, and I felt I had no choice. I hope this is the only time I'll have to speak on this. Moving forward, I will no longer be handling direct negotiations for my brand. I've learned that my emotional communication style makes me vulnerable to being misunderstood or misrepresented, and I don't want that to affect others.
Ooh.
I hope people will take a moment to hear the full context,
That's
not just the
neat.
most viral part of the story. Thank you to those who've shown patience, understanding,
okay.
and support. Apologies for
What does
my
my
break
tablet
this week
look
because
like?
I'm tired. All I want to do is spend time with my closest
Okay.
and only family right now, as my dog just got home after surgery and rehabilitation. I'm still learning, I'm still healing, and I'm still trying to do better every day. Yeah, all considered, I think, with the information that I've seen, Doki handled this pretty dang well. There's a lot going on, and like that stuff from the PC build people definitely didn't add up in my opinion. And now we'll take a look at Catliente's pinned comment. Oh, by the way, I should mention that the majority of people are definitely supporting Doki here from what it looks like. Saying things like, these
That's
two
good.
screenshots are all you need to understand the core of what happened. PC Builder tried to scam money out of Doki, refused to provide proof of the work that they claimed existed. Doki reimbursed the winner of that auction bidding, and the scammer failed to get their money. That takes us to, as mentioned, Kat's video once again, but this time to the pinned comment where Kat has all this to say. I guess I will remove myself again. There we go. Update. The buyer has been refunded the original amount plus an extra 1K. However, the artist involved has not been compensated at all. Sad face. Edit to clarify, since people are wondering why
Aye, aye.
everyone from this document is redacted except Doki. I chose to redact names if I think significant harm could come their way, either due to one party
Yeah.
having a large and opinionated fan base. This is already framed so freaking bad. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
confused. Why?
One party having a substantially
she
larger
talking
audience
like
that could
that?
be mobilized for harm. And why are you like, you want to talk about like the hill that Doki was dying on in your video? Why are you dying on the hill of like defending what seems to probably be a scammer? Where do we leave off? One party having a substantially larger audience that could be mobilized for harm and other reasons I deem fit. Doki isn't redacted because the entire situation involved her auction, and redacting her name will not give enough context for people to understand the situation. Also, redacting the name of the person who needs to be accountable makes no sense.
There are nerds
Yeah,
out there
the
that
only
offer
person
free
who's to be
building
accountable here is
services
Doki, not
just so they
people
can
trying to
have
charge
fun
this exorbitant amount of
working
money
with high-end
and like
software or
seem to be
or
ripping her
hardware,
off.
or just
Dude,
enjoy
what a
designing and
joke.
building systems.
I know
Yeah.
most people who have this sentiment are just Doki Bird fans confused why their Oshi is being criticized,
Mhm.
but felt adding this clarification would help confuse parties as
Yeah, it's
to why so
unfortunate
many
that you had
names
to
are
get involved
redacted.
with these
Update 2,
people.
5/14/25 at 3 NPT. Doki has put out a statement of her
They
side.
obviously
Feel free
just
to read
want
it here to
make
come to
money
your
off
own
of
conclusion.
technology rather than
About this statement
appreciate it, I
specifically, the
guess.
quote. The video
I mean, that
description and
makes
pinned
sense,
comment were
but the
edited
way they're
after the
doing it
fact to
is
say I
bad.
had paid the auction winner, but it falsely implied I only did so because of public pressure. That's simply not true. Kat saying, please read the words written in both the video description and pinned comment and see where it says, quote, Doki paid because of public pressure, unquote. It does not, because that's not what was written. It was added after the video because the video was cut from a Twitch stream over a week ago and scheduled to go live at 10 a.m. And information about the refund was presented after the video was live. The VOD can be viewed here. Ultimately, in the rest of the comments, she is getting called out, although, as I also mentioned in the beginning of this video, at first the comments were really upset at Doki, which again people alleged were a lot of Niji sisters trying to get back at her over all the Niji Sanji stuff that went down. But we can see now people are leaving more recent comments, and those are now taking over the top comments as well, such as, I'd like to remind everyone that this is the same person who clickbaited Alicia's cancer. Here's additional context on that.
Wait,
Alicia had said, bro,
I haven't heard
what
about
the frig
that.
is this title? Clickbaiting my cancer is insane. Reacting to my update video is totally fine, but the title ethics doesn't exist when there is ad revenue to be made, I guess. Showing this video from Catliente.
Scary.
Oh, okay, so her name was Catliente,
People who
and then
aren't
she changed it
smart,
to Cat in Chat,
scary.
I guess. VTuber with cancer got hacked. What's wrong with you?
responsibility
Why
of
would you
those with
make that
specific
title?
skills to guide
While
others
we're
in
over
an
on
ethical
Twitter,
way.
also saw this.
Our
C-Dot said,
skills
for those who
and
don't
interests
know,
are
the person who made the video,
gifts.
Cat, is
Yes,
the same
yes,
person
yes,
who started
yes.
harassing a group of VTubers, then started gloating about how they, quote, won't even put a dent in me, unquote, when she got pushed back for spreading misinfo. Showing this video from Rev, titled, Her Lies Harmed VTubers, and she's gloating about it. I'm like speechless. Dude, what's wrong with this person? Imagine instigating something and like harassing a group of people, like you're in the wrong, and then when you get backlash, you're like, oh, they won't even put a dent in me. It's like literally not even trying to hide being like a villain person, being like a bad person. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen that video. I'm like out of the loop on context, but like that's what went down. Like, so freaking mask off. I gotta see this. We're gonna play like 1 minute of Rev's video here from 9 months ago.
I'm gonna be
Oh my
fully
gosh,
honest, and this is
collaboration.
gonna be me. They're not big enough to put a dent in me. To be
What? Dude, this chick is crazy.
honest, okay?
Like not in a good way, like in a very much like
Yeah.
bad way. Okay, we'll read a few more top comments on our YouTube video, seeing how this is all backfiring on her. Lol, you're deleting comments after being called out for outright lying and not even trying to get the full story from both sides. I don't care if they're indie, freelance, or whatever. If they cannot provide proof of work, they're not getting a dime out of me. Also, 280 hours to build a PC? Are you serious? Wearing a sign over your head saying scammer would be less obvious. Maybe I missed something. I thought it was 80 plus 120 for, I guess, 200 hours total. Regardless,
this is really simple, but I
200
think
or 280.
it's okay
like, just
for this
completely
model.
ridiculous stuff here, in my opinion. Well, all that is to say, yeah, Doki's getting a lot of support all over the internet for this, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Reddit, etc., etc. And Kat's video, while it
Well,
initially
she's
was
just a
going well for
little
her, and
indie
Niji
reacting to
sisters
her.
seem to be
Yeah, I
flocking
gotta
to it
agree with that.
and getting mad at Doki
Yeah.
Bird and trying to like say that she's
Aw.
terrible and all that. The internet at large, aware of the situation, as mentioned, is supporting her. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed my coverage, and if you did, please consider liking and or subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Okay, Doki Loki. Okay, maybe not that pink. I think that's better than before, right? Yeah, that is. Okay, let's look for another thing to watch. Just until I finish this last part. Okay. Hide. Okay. There's potentially criminal. He's live. More Calliope's live. Oh, thanks, Herman. 3 Scary Games number 108 by Markiplier. That's something. What is that? Is that a trailer? I haven't seen this video before.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Red Finger. Now, White Knuckle, I actually found that game through this
Interesting.
one. And I didn't even play it yet. I saw in the description of this, it was like, stylistically inspired by White Knuckle. And I went like, what's White Knuckle? I clicked on that, saw that game, and then I completely forgot to come back to this one. Your application for the position at the scientific complex has been approved. Congratulations. Starting tomorrow, you will begin your work here. Rest assured, your work in our facility is completely safe. Please sign below to acknowledge the safety protocols as we cannot provide the details for you to read. There's no need. Additionally, we apologize for any inconvenience caused by the elevator. It seems there are some issues with the buttons, so you may need to hold them down to activate the elevator. Press space to sign the safety protocol. Oh man, I'm just happy they have a safety protocol. Can you imagine working in a place that didn't have a safety protocol? Anyway, I signed it. Wow, that is definitely my finger. Okay.
I know that's not how you're supposed to hold a pencil, but
Oh, I am. Okay,
This is
after playing
Sunglasses
White
Cat.
Finger, this is sluggishly slow. But the style is the same for sure. Oh, I get a sink. Whoa, I get soap. This is a rubber goose, not a duck. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, very cold and refreshing water. Uh-huh, you're right about that. Hold to switch off the light, it might come in handy. Why would it come in handy?
yeah, you're right.
like
Who
that.
needs safety protocols?
I don't like that. This is a 3-kilogram button. Hold it to move the elevator. Good luck.
I'm trying
Only
to
3
think of something
kilograms?
funny.
Easy. I don't like this. I'm going down. Why am I going down?
I'm too tired to be funny. Oh.
Ah, I see what the water does. So it's hard to hold it down. Oh, it takes effort. Cool it down, finger. What happens if my finger gets a little too spicy? Oh, hello. Oh, I thought we were moving much faster than that. Oh no. I'm about to lose my grip. Oh, damn. We really do be... Oh, I'm done. Oh, my finger. Oh! That is cool and refreshing. So glad they put a sink in an elevator. Modern technology. So I'm the elevator technician. Am I going to stop and wait for people to get on or something? Ah. Do I go... What? Ooh! Alright, so it says G1, so I'm assuming I go to G1, 509472.
Okie dokie.
Huh. Well, that was easy. If it knew that was correct, why did it need me to punch in the buttons? Alright, well, that was easy. Off to the next. Wherever that goes. Flashing light in the darkness is always fun. Huh? Oh my god!
This saddle's
Please, my
fun.
finger. No! Hold! Oh my god! Oh, cool it down. Oh, that was so close. I don't know why that happened, but that was fine, I'm sure. What are those white goopy splotches all over the wall over there? I don't think I want to know. I better get out of here. So I think it's important to always keep your finger just a little bit cool and refreshed. I don't think that cools off my finger at all. Okay. I made it. Just in case I need to get a little bit of finger action in here.
Finish up streaming for now.
I know some of
I
you
might
probably want
stream
me to
again
never say finger action
tomorrow, but
again.
I'm not sure.
And I understand that.
I
4309.
have no idea what's happening tomorrow. Okie dokie okie.
All right.
Let's see.
Whatever I'm doing, I sure am getting paid for it. So I guess I'll keep doing it.
It sounds like what the
Down.
people who
I said down.
took advantage of Doki Bird.
Whatever I'm doing, I sure am getting paid for it. So I guess I'll keep doing it.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, ready. Yeah. Okie dokie dokie. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.